Alrighty, what's up, guys? There was a new update in the show on Tuesday, and I'm just gonna go over it and show you guys, what's been going on. So, if you go over the multiplayer program, if you go and look, there is now drop 2. So you have a whole bunch of new missions, and yeah. So basically, this lets you get all the way up to the new card, which is this Ozzy Albies. It looks like a really interesting card. It looks like a basic Ozzy Albies card. He kills lefties, alright against righties. He's pretty good. He'll find his way into most people's lineups. He's a switch hitter. You're not getting him for the defense, obviously, but yeah, you also get a couple points before this World Series rewind pack. So if you didn't make World Series like me, just kind of get any of these pitchers to collect for the big collection that's coming up. In the next drop, we have this card. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but you're going to have a Premier Choice pack. You're going to have a Flashback, which has these two guys. As you can see in this program, there's so many Premier Choice packs, which is basically saying, like, hey, they want us to get certain cards. If you go over here and look at the marketplace, you'll see there is a new, where is he? There's a new Brandon Lau. He's the new headliner. Brandon Lau always has a nice swing, so he'll probably play above these stats, but he hits pretty well. I wouldn't play him in the outfield. Really bad defense out there. Typical card for Brandon Lau. Nothing crazy. You're not gonna get blown away with his stats, but he always tends to have a really glitchy swing, so that's something that I would take into account when playing with him. Another update. If we go over here, which I missed last time. If you go out here and you'll see coming soon, this weekend is a double player XP weekend. So I jump on, try and get your players to P5 if you can. And as you can see on 4/25, which is Friday, is a new legend reveal, which also coincides with the Legends and Flashback collection. So my previous video, I stated I think it's gonna be a 99. I don't think it's gonna be a 99 anymore. I think seeing the way some of these programs have gone and where we are in the power creep, I don't think a 99's in suit. So my guess is maybe a 95, and I've seen a lot of speculation, and I 100% agree. I think it's going to be like an Adam Jones, like somebody that's like a big name but not too big. I still think that we'll need to collect a bunch of cards for it, and I think that I think we'll be able to skip 1 or 2 programs. Just so the amount of cards that are in the game that are unobtainable, like this Jacob deGrom, he's stuck behind Jorge Polanco, who's 85,000 stubs in the market right now. So basically, I just think that they won't require you to do some things that you can skip. So for me, I haven't gone very far in team affinities, so I'm gonna skip the Jolt. I don't think I have 1. I have 2. I'll skip the Jolt, and I'll probably end up skipping Egg Hunt. And then the rest of these I feel like are pretty easy to do. The Santander is pretty like gettable now, so that's cool. He's Bellinger's probably the highest one, and he's 13K. But yeah, another thing is if you go to the market, you can see that Shohei Ohtani is around 440, and basically, there was an update yesterday that they must have reverted it, but it used to be that he was 700,000 stubs. So now they dropped him back down because I don't think anyone can pay 700,000 subs for him. These 2 chase packs you can see are still 100K. Wow, that's crazy. Also, if you go over to the multiplayer, I would not touch Co-op, there's a glitch right now. I wouldn't touch it with like a 10-foot pole. Basically, you just go in there and you lose games. It's not fun, and it's been going on for like a week now, so it kind of needs to be fixed. If you go, there's one more thing here. If you go over to the packs, you'll see these free Spring Community Challenge packs. This one gives you a pack, this one gives you 3 packs, and this one gets you an Egg Hunt Deluxe pack. So this one, which has your chance at pulling Jorge Polanco, which would make the collection a lot easier. if you guys did miss it, there was a flash sale. There was an 85 overall plus pack, which I guess was not 85 plus. It was 85 to 88. So you couldn't pull Bobby Witt, Ohtani, Trout's an 88. Bobby Witt, Judge, like any of the big ones. So basically, they're giving a bunch of stuff back on that pack. And yeah, I mean, sucks, but something that happens. They're doing on their Twitter, they're starting to release votes for the next Team Infinity. So the next Team Infinity is going to be a fan vote. And they've already released some of the players. So one of them is for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And it is a Lourdes Gurriel Jr. So my guess is expect guys that aren't the highest overall on their team. So like the Mets got one, and the people voted for Mark Vientos. He's a 77. I wouldn't expect the highest guy to get one on the team. So like if you look at the Nationals, maybe a Dylan Cruz, or if you look at the Cubs, maybe a Seiya Suzuki or a Dansby Swanson, or maybe even an Ian Happ. Just lower overall cards from that team. But yeah, that's basically all the news we have. Just keep grinding. Just, get ready for that Legends of Flashback collection that's coming this Friday. Yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Thank you.